Hi, it's me again with Corel Tips and Tricks. Little short video. This is part two, and if you didn't watch part one, you'll be a little bit confused. But while that video was loading, I was kind of watching it load, and I made when I didn't make a mistake. I'm holding down the control button to get a perfect deal. I'm going to hit P, put it in the center of the page. I'm going to go to this and type in 75 degrees. What I did differently is I rotated it around. Well, why not do it now? Do all this stuff first. I'm going to get the two-sided, this is a little bit hard or because it's not perfect, but this time we're at least make them the same size, both circles and have them approximately. That's what happens when you don't get the four-sided four-sided arrow. And, you know, there's more than one way to do this. I'm going to make a duplicate of this. Let me set my nudge factor on like 0.25. And I'm going to take this and go over and down. That's going to give me, I didn't make my line long enough. Yeah, I did. Then I can break this apart, and that's going to give us our curve. So now it's going to be a lot more symmetrical. I'm going to take away that line, and I'm going to go ahead and make this, I'm going to go ahead and weld it first, and then make it something thicker than a hairline. I'm going to go ahead and go to object, convert outline to an object. I'm going to go ahead and left click, right click. You see my line there. I'm not very happy with that. Let's just go ahead and cut that line away. It's just I had it too close and it didn't weld. Now, because we're working the center page, Control G, Control D, alternate C, and rotate it 90 degrees. And see, this way you get your things are perfect. I'm still not, I hope a mathematician, there ought to be I know there is, a way to, I'm trying to figure out how you could test that. Let's try this. I'm going to make the video a little bit longer. I'm going to take a 2-point line. And so here's a good trick. I'm going to go between here and here. Well, when you draw a line, you have a node in the center. There it is right there. So I'm going to grab I actually need to put another line down here. But because now I'm going to get the 2-point line and go from the center outwardly, and I'm just going to slowly wait for Corel to get it out of the picture, and then I'm going to put it in the center there. Okay? Now this is the way I figure out math. I'm going to draw a perpendicular line. I'm going to hit P. Well, what is the angle between those two lines? I'm going to get my angular dimension tool, and I'm going to start right there on the center, go outwardly, and so it's 7.52 degrees. Now, I don't know if it's going to be half that, so minus 7.52. That put it top dead center, and you even have a test with your line there. Now so mathematicians still might be able to tell me another way. There's a little bitty line there. And then, this is how I started off that. So if you didn't watch part one, let's go Control D or Control G, Control D, and let's bring this in and let's rotate this 45 degrees. And then Control D. Control D just does that. It goes further. So, now you've got a completely different look. You could still put something in the middle. We could select all these, turn them yellow. I like turning them yellow. Well, I'll tell you what, let's weld them together, then turn them yellow. Huh. Why won't it turn yellow? It says it is. Let's try the Smart Fill tool and see what the problem is. Wouldn't be that many Smart Fill. There we go. And then I can always take away so this is the way to do it, but it's not the easiest way. It'll actually look better, I think. Let me zoom in here, get these last few. I don't know what's going on. I'll have to research that. Whoa. And I hit outside the box and I didn't have a rectangle, so it turned everything yellow. So we always zoom in when you're smart filling or put a rectangle. Now I'm going to take away the outline by right-clicking no outline. And I'm not going to, you know, make a seamless pattern out of this one, but you get a totally different look. Anyway, I hope that helps somebody someday, and thank you for watching.